Some time ago I was telling people that we had this truck that had over 1 million miles and just hadn't had any trouble with it, which virtually no one believes. As it gets torn down this week, the facts are verified that the truck hadn't had anything done to it.
We're here in Nashville, Tennessee, inspecting a Series 60 engine that has completed 1.5 million miles on Delo 400 with isosyn technology. It has also used Delo ELC coolant. And we're particularly excited because we have never seen an engine that has completed 1.5 million miles on the Delo 400.
We rebuild 800 plus engines here in this shop a year. So we see a very occurrences of wear on pistons, bearings, several different items on the engine. And then this engine with 1.5 million on it, you can tell that it's really holding up using Chevron Delo oil.
We have minimal deposits on the pistons. If you look at the third land, it's totally clean. If you look at the second land, there's no depth whatsoever to the deposit. It's just dark. Now this is the fire ring, and on the crown land, hardly any deposit at all. So clearly the rings have been functioning perfectly because we minimize piston deposits, minimize crown land deposits, so we're going to have good oil control even after 1.5 million miles. We're now looking at the engine bearings, and this is the main bearings, the unloaded side, the loaded side. I think these mains look pretty good.
Yeah, very impressive. Absolutely no copper at all.
We're looking at the cylinder liners that have just been pulled from the Series 60, and the first thing we look at is the exterior of the liner. And clearly there is zero cavitation. So the exterior of the liner is in perfect condition, and that is true for each of the liners. The next thing we look at is there any wear step at the top of the liner? And I don't feel any wear step. We then look for the crosshatch. And what's truly amazing, after 1.5 million miles, all the crosshatch is there. We're now looking at the camshaft, and we inspect each lobe. This is for the intake valve, perfect condition, the injector, and then the exhaust valve lobe. All these lobes so far all look great.
We just tore down a Series 60 Detroit diesel engine with 1.5 million miles on it, all using Delo 400. The parts coming out of this engine had minimal wear, looked really well. Once we get this rebuild done, we're putting the truck back on the road, and we believe that the truck will go another 1 million plus miles.
We've replaced door hinges, door latches, window regulators, all kinds of the parts that you're using in these years that you're operating a truck, but not the engine, not the transmission, not the rear ends. And we think a big part of that is Delo.
We've now spent the last 2.5 days inspecting this engine, and I have to tell you we're absolutely delighted when we look at the bearings, minimum wear, the camshaft, minimum deposits on the pistons, minimum wear on the rings, liners with no cavitation, full crosshatch, no wear step. Delighted at the performance of the Delo 400 with that isosyn technology. This engine could do another 1 million miles.
After running a Series 60, 1,500,000 miles, I know our business will always go further with Delo.